I am thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to talk about longevity and eating for longevity. As Glenn said, nutrition is playing such a key role in your diet and in your health. And we're going to look a little bit about that down the slides here. But I want to talk a little bit about this whole new market called functional foods. And, you know, we always knew that nutrition was functional. And, you know, this goes back to the textbooks. Okay, so what vitamin deficiency is this? For what? First of all, what disease is this? Take a guess. Oh, close. What? Scurvy, right? And what vitamin deficiency causes C, right? So we knew this a gazillion years ago. We always knew that nutrition played a function in our diet and in our life to keep us healthy. But now we have more ammunition. Now we know that we have foods, certain foods that are part of a healthy diet, can provide health benefits beyond the bare minimum. Vitamin C to prevent scurvy. You know, vitamin D for you, good for your bones. Now we know that there are compounds in food that can help fight certain diseases and help with longevity. We have things called phytochemicals. Have any of you heard that word before, phytochemicals? Yes. Okay, so phytochemicals. These are plant chemicals in food, such as beta-carotene, that may help fight certain diseases, such as heart disease. We have something called zoochemicals. That sounds like, my goodness, what is that? Well, that's something, the omega-3 fatty acids. How many of you have heard about that? Right, good for your heart, good for your health. So we know now that there are certain foods and compounds in food that can help with longevity and help you fight the diseases that plague us. And if we look at the top 10 leading causes of death among Americans, here we go. Number 1, heart disease, cancer, chronic respiratory disease, accidents, strokes, Alzheimer's, diabetes, the flu, kidney disease, and self-harm. All the ones in red, heart disease, cancer, stroke, type 2 diabetes, all 4 of them can be fought with a knife and a fork. This became the birth, through science, of this whole market called functional foods and beverages, where things are being put into products, or they're looking at food beyond the basic nutrients to figure out what it is that may help with your health. And this market is huge, huge, because we have a tsunami of baby boomers who want to live longer. We all want to live better than the generation before us, and we're looking into science and food to help us do this. It's not just cosmetic, not if you want to be a runway model. It's because obesity is linked to the top killers of Americans: heart disease, high blood pressure, which increases your risk for stroke, certain cancers, and of course type 2 diabetes. So the best thing you can do for longevity right off the bat is to get down to a healthy weight, and that's what we're going to look at and how to do that. And that is going to help us not only live longer, but help us with our healthcare system. The most important thing when you can talk about when it comes to your waist is portion sizes. And this is what has happened over the years in America and our American diet. So our portions have pretty much morphed. That's 320 calories. How many calories do you think that is? 820. So a difference of 500 calories. And the problem with this is we ate this 20 years ago and we were satisfied. And we eat this now and we're satisfied. But we don't realize this really would have made us satisfied. But we just keep eating it. Now, I'm Italian, right? Now, I'm Italian. 500 calories. Cup of pasta with sauce and 3 meatballs. How much? 1,025 calories. I used to have a private practice that specialized in weight management, and I used to always tell my clients, never eat anything with a comma in it. Remember when coffee was in a coffee cup with a saucer? Remember this? Oh my gosh, how adorable. Even with milk, it was 45 calories. Now you get a mucka mucka luka laka at Starbucks, right? You can't even pronounce it. So 45 calories, 350. That's a difference of over 300 calories. Now we just said with technology, we're not walking as much. So if you want to eat, or in this case, drink that 300 extra calories, you would have to walk an extra hour and 20 minutes. But we're not walking because we are sedentary. Okay, so the surface area of a typical dinner plate has increased by 23% since the 1960s, right? So the bigger the plate, the more you're going to heap on. And you look at this, and if you're going through a buffet table here, you would say, what? That's a puny, fill it up, manja. So you take that same food and you put it on a bigger plate, and it looks puny to you, so you'll automatically add more. So what I said to you was to go and eat off grandma's plates. So go up into the attic. That's where the fine china is, right? You got it stored up there. Take down grandma's plates and start eating off of it because they're smaller sizes, the smaller portions, less calories going in. Could be kind to your waist. Fruits and vegetables, as I said on there, fruits and vegetables are full of fiber and water, so they're going to fill you up before they fill you out. So we want half of your plate to be fruits and vegetables. Unfortunately, 75% of Americans are not eating the recommended 4.5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day. Hence, over 69% of Americans are overweight. So, quick tip. Half your plate, fruits and vegetables full of fiber and water. It'll fill you up before they fill you out. You'll outsmart your stomach. Let me show you the math. This is from my textbook. Okay, you have a chicken noodle soup. Look how puny that is. So what you would probably do is want to have 2 bowls, otherwise you're not going to be full. So rather than having 2 bowls of the soup, add into the soup vegetables. You'll increase the volume, fill up your stomach, fills you up before it fills you out, and you'll take in 300 calories versus 347. Look at the ham and cheese sandwich. 2 slices of ham, 2 slices of cheese. You don't need that. Take 1 slice of ham off, 1 slice of cheese, add back the vegetables. It gives you volume. Look what happens to the calories. Breaking news. The USDA has upgraded salsa. It's now considered a serving from the vegetable group. Okay? So go to town with it. What you may want to do if you want a pre-dinner snack or an afternoon snack, take a pepper, quarter it, dunk it into the salsa. Forget the chips. You don't need the tortilla chips. Use the pepper, scoop it in, and have salsa. Great snack, great way to get some vegetables in your diet. Remember, minimum 4.5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day, and most Americans are falling short of it. Good tip, good way to use it. Okay, so what do we know about fruits and vegetables? Okay, we know that they're kind to your waist. We just discussed that. But here comes more of the functional foods. We know that there's phytochemicals in there that can fight certain cancers. We know that it can help you reduce your risk of stroke by helping you lower your blood pressure. We know that it can help reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes and your risk of heart disease. So making sure that you get that number, 4.5 cups, many variety, colorful vegetables are going to help you with your waist, your heart, your blood pressure, your risk of type 2 diabetes, and cancer. 4 of the 10 leading causes of death among Americans. All right, so what's in them? There's something called antioxidants. Has anybody heard about that? You've heard of it. Okay. So what we have antioxidants is that we have reactions in the bodies that create something called free radicals, which can do dangerous things to your body. It causes oxidative stress, and it can lead to some of the leading causes of death: heart disease, cancer, stroke. And what the antioxidants do is kind of squelch these free radicals, so it neutralizes them so they don't do the damage in the body. So having these fruits and vegetables can help that and reduce those risks of those diseases. We know when it comes to heart disease, you often heard the LDL cholesterol is the bad cholesterol. Does that sound familiar? The LDL, you want to get that down? Well, what we know about the LDL, not only do we want to get it lower in our bodies by watching our diet and our exercise, but we also want to protect it, because when it becomes oxidated, that's when it starts this process of clogging your arteries. So by having antioxidants through your fruits and vegetables can help stop that step before it progresses to hardening of the arteries. What have you heard about frozen vegetables? Are they any good? They are immediately processed. As soon as they are picked, they are flash frozen. So the nutrients are flash frozen into the vegetables or the fruit, and then they're put in the freezer, and then when you pull them out, you cook them, you eat them. And some people say, well, isn't fresh best? Well, fresh could be better, maybe, if you ate them in a quick amount of time. Now, how many times have you gone to the supermarket, right? You get the broccoli, and you get home, and you put the broccoli in where in the refrigerator? In the vegetable, right? The vegetable bin. I call that the produce graveyard, because you put that in the refrigerator, right? And you leave it there, and then all of a sudden you forget about the broccoli, and when you pull it out, it's no longer green. It looks like combat green. Okay, so what happened is the air got to that. So that broccoli is not as robust in vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals as it was when it was fresh. These are flash frozen, right? So they're cleaned, they're cut, they're frozen, they're ready to go. There's no prep. It's like having Julia Child in your freezer. There's nothing for you to do with these other than to eat them. So if you can't get fresh, these are fabulous backups to have in your kitchen for your meals. All right, whole grains. Good to fight cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, blood pressure, help with your weight. What is in the whole grains? We have no clue. And it's most likely a combination of compounds working together in the whole grains that are helping you reducing your risk. So the key is to get some more whole grains in our diet, and unfortunately, 85% of our choices are not whole grains. All of these are great, great sources of whole grain. Brown rice. Who knew? Popcorn's a whole grain. So forget the pretzels, forget the chips. You want a snack, something crunch, microwave up 100-calorie popcorn, great source of whole grains in your diet. Get rid of the chips. Okay? So half of your grain choices should be whole grains to get those benefits. Okay, omega-3s, fish. We knew that these people that lived in the Mediterranean, followed the Mediterranean diet, love fish. What do we know about omega-3s? Well, it can help you reduce your risk of irregular heartbeats. It can help you with lowering fat in your blood called triglycerides. It can help you with that gunky plaque. And it may even slightly lower your blood pressure. In fact, it's been so successful, these omega-3s, is there's a recommendation to get at least 2 fish meals in your diet weekly. The recommendation is to get about 5 grams of omega-3 daily. Americans have fallen short. Let's look and see where they are. Salmon, herring, sardines, mackerel. All fish will have it, but the fatty fish is the one that's going to be the most robust sources of it. So when you think dinner, think fish. So the latest recommendation to have 2 sources of fish weekly, minimum, and to make sure they can try to beat the fatty fish, such as the salmon. And you don't have to do it at dinner. It can be done at lunch. Forget the fish and chips. The fish is not only low in omegas, but then we have the frying that goes to it. So look for something. We're starting grill season. Put some salmon on the grill. You'll live longer. Okay. One of the conditions that happens when people get older, and you may have heard of this, is age-related macular degeneration. Has anybody heard of this issue? You know, they did a survey of baby boomers, and they say to the baby boomers, what are you most fearful of your health? And the number one concern of baby boomers was loss of my eyesight. Not only do we have age-related macular degeneration, we have cataracts, again affecting your eyesight. Here's the good news. We're going back to your diet. So you can reduce your risk of both of these by having 2 phytochemicals, lutein and zeaxanthin, which guess what? Guess where they are? Fruits and vegetables. So while the fruits and vegetables are taking care of your heart, the fruits and vegetables are taking care of your waist, the fruits and vegetables are taking care of your eyes. This is like 3 for the price of 1. Guess what? 2 fatty fish meals a week. There's omega-3s. Omega-3s are part of your eye and your brain. So having more omega-3s can help you reduce your risk of that. Oh my goodness, obesity increases your risk of this also. So if we get our weight down, we can fight heart disease, certain cancers, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and protect your eyes. Protect your eyes. Functional foods. Those people in the Mediterranean, they love their olive oils. They love their olives. 70% of the fat that they got in the Mediterranean was from olive oil. They love olive oil. And you should love olive oil too. How many of you use it? Fabulous. Okay, this is what you need to know. There's a functional food and a functional compound called polyphenols that are in it. It's an antioxidant, a phytochemical. What you want to do is whenever you get olive oil, you need for it to become extra virgin. The reason why you want extra virgin is the extra virgin means that the olives were just pressed once. That's it, first press. And that whole can or jar of olive oil is from just all first pressed olives. Because the first pressed olives have the most phytochemicals in it. If you get virgin olive oil, it's been pressed more than once, it's been pressed twice, you don't get as many. Now, here's an issue. Are you storing it above the oven or the stove? No, good, move it. Okay, because exposure to heat can destroy some of those polyphenols. Do you have it out on the counter? Put it under a cover. Exposure to light can reduce it. And age. Don't buy the big, if you're feeding, 100 people, you can buy this. But don't buy it because if you don't use it within a year, it can reduce the polyphenols in it. So buy it in a tin can to block the light. Okay, get it out of the heat, put it in the covers, and use it up. Okay, so small amounts purchased over the year is better than a big vat that you're going to get that. Nuts. Nuts are fabulous. We know that if having 1.5 ounces of nuts a day as part of a heart-healthy diet may reduce your risk of heart disease. Okay, we knew that people in the Mediterranean, they loved their nuts. So having nuts are a great source of healthy fats, and they're low in the heart unhealthy fats. They're high in the fiber and vitamins and the phytochemicals. They're high in the antioxidants. They help with satiety or that feeling of fullness. And they may have some anti-inflammatory properties to it, which are actually great. So, but the issue is, we got to be careful not to go nuts with the nuts. This is not the time to be sitting on the couch at night, eating half a can of cashews. So we got to be careful with the amounts on because they have calories. So 1 ounce is about a palm of your hand. All right, palm of your hand. So we want to keep it to about 1 ounce when you have a snack on it. And it's a great snack. In fact, it's a great snack if you're on the go. Because now, peanuts can come individually packed, so you can keep these with you, or travel with you. Or my absolute favorite, these almond tins are from the California Almond Board. You can get onto their website and order these tins. And these tins that can go and travel with you. I have them in all my briefcases. I have them in all my pocketbooks. If ever I get hungry, I don't go to the vending machine. I don't look for a store. I go in for the nuts. So it's a fabulous go-to, nutrient-rich snack for you to go to that can be healthy for you. All right, so let's recap what we just did. We want half of your plates to be fruits and vegetables. It fills you up before it fills you out. Good for your waist, good for your heart, good for your blood pressure, fight off type 2 diabetes. We want to have whole grains. Does the same thing. More of your grains should be whole grains than refined. Brown rice, whole wheat bread, oatmeal, Cheerios. We want to have lean protein, and we want to have 2 fish meals a week, specifically fatty fish. Why? Reduce your risk of heart disease, and we know that increases longevity. And we want to keep your bones healthy. So you want to make sure you have 3 dairy a day for lean amounts of calcium and vitamin D. So you are 100%. You are what you eat. And it's going to get bigger and bigger as more and more science evolves to keep documenting over and over again the importance of diet and longevity. You want to live long, and you want to live better than the generation before you. All right? So we're going to do that. You're going to live like May. You're going to weight. It's got to come down. More fruits and vegetables. Make the grains whole grains. Fish, 2 fish meals a week. Nuts and oils are a great source of fat and phytochemicals. So the only other better thing you can do is just move to the Mediterranean. Maybe we should do that next year, have this at the Mediterranean. So thank you so much. And I'll be happy to take any questions that you may have.